Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
This is awesome. New York City 3 years ago.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Switch on the coffee maker. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's hilarious. This game's literally doing my job for me. I don't know if you've watched any of my YouTube videos or not, but literally whenever I make YouTube videos, I actually make like previously on segments for the various different episodes. So like, because I release on YouTube weekly, and so like this game is literally just doing my job for me. It's already creating the previously on. That's amazing. It's very snowy. I do approve of the weather. Can I go outside? Can I go stand in the snow? No. Oh my gosh, like you can barely see past like the building. Look at that. That really is a blizzard. Just a coffee maker. Kind of explore around this place a little bit, see what we can find before we actually turn on the coffee. Nothing. I'm assuming we can't go back outside. Looks like very... I wonder if these... Oh, is she like potentially a photographer? Is like these pictures she's taken? Or are these just like the placeholder pictures you find at the shelf at places and they just hung them up as actual decoration? I mean, I live in Texas, so we barely get any snow here either. I don't think my icy powers are as prominent as you think. But I can definitely fly over your house and like give your house a little bit of a good snowing if you'd like. I feel like those pills are going to be important in a second. Those might be an objective. What's on the radio?
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Huh. Imagine actually being in a blizzard. So I realize that's a 2D texture. I'm trying to figure out if that's actually like a picture that was taken or if that was drawn, because it almost looks like that was a picture that was taken and then plastered over a 2D surface to make the background. Because if that was drawn, that is actually very good drawing. You know what? Considering the repeating texture down there, I think it might be drawn. Yeah, I think that might be, or potentially no. Yeah, I think that's actually drawn. Because if you look, those cracks are the same as that three windows over cracks is the same as three windows over crack. So I think there's like 3 individual columns that are drawn, and then the texture just repeats. Oh, that's funny. You can actually see a little bit of like the I'm not sure if this is made in I think it's I forget whether it's Unreal or Unity that has like the little like checkered pattern that you can see like up here a little bit on like some of these like archways at the very top. But like every third archway has a little checkered pattern. I wonder if that's a little nod to a non-textured. That's kind of fun. What's in here? This is my office. There's a manuscript page. Where's the manuscript page? Oh, hi. The sudden stop.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
What? So there's one more.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Oh, is it? Okay, I knew it sounded familiar. That interesting. Now I can see it. I can see like the blue like repeating like shadow images of the director as he's like, oh, that's fun. Oh, that's actually really fun. Oh, hey, Cod Dual Ghoulie, Ghoulie, Cod Doolies, Gold Doolies. There we go. I can't speak. The Fall of Casey, The Things That I Want, Alex Casey. What I Can't Forget, Return to Sender. And then he was going to be writing Departure. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind the reuse of voice actors. In fact, I think it's actually kind of a... Let me get the thermos before I forget.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
Okay,
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
So you are definitely a photographer, it looks like. I think you're... you're making the cover for the book that was on the cutout in the diner. Yes, the old house is indeed in New York. So I wonder how close we are to the old house.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly. These look really good.
Yep, there it is.
Sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
It is a very pretty apartment building. Bright Falls, present day.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc
Sheriff
Nelson was the
Breaker,
image of a
Sarah
small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
So, Dr. Nelson and Sarah Breaker.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Map again. So imagine we're back in Bright Falls proper.
I believe you'll find the sheriff in her office. Just go down the corridor.
Thank you for
Fair
testing
breaker.
the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good.
Miss
I'll
Weaver.
come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Okay, thank you.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
I definitely think if I was in Alan Wake's shoes, I would definitely pay Miss Cynthia Weaver a visit.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Okay. I'm just looking around for a second. Because, like, she was there at the gas station, and she was scared of the dark hallway where we initially saw that woman in the what is that called? The veil? Where we initially saw the woman in the veil.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Oh, hi, there's a manuscript page here. Alice sees a shadow.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Woman in a black dress, woman in a black veil. That's that same lady. The one that Miss Weaver, Cynthia Weaver, was scared of down the dark hallway, or scared of... She was scared of something. I don't know if she knew that lady was there, but she was definitely scared of the dark. That lady has something to do with what's going on. We keep seeing visions of her too, just scaring us. Either Cynthia Weaver is going to be able to provide us guidance as to what's actually going on whenever we actually talk to her.
Sheriff Breaker is waiting for you down the corridor in her office.
Thank you. I'm going that way right now. Or she is the lady. So I don't think we ever saw them in frame together. So it could be she was, or is, I should say, the lady in the veil. And I was right on the two alternate personas.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
One persona that is obsessed with light and another persona that's obsessed with dark.
Your phone, Mr. Wake?
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Knack for winning contests. This is identifying feature. We're on 6/20/07. So I'm assuming this is 2007. Potentially when the game like started development. I know it was released in 2010. Missing. Richard Bow, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller. This guy's unnamed. Imagine those just employees, actually, of, I almost said Respawn, of Remedy. Yeah, Richard Bow, Bruce Dansky, and Jacob Miller. On a camping trip overdue, haven't been in contact. If you have seen them or know their whereabouts, please call 555-9932. Thank you.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
They don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
Interesting. Needed to be bright in here.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
In the broken down car? Let me get the thermos first. Hold on.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the Sheriff's Department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Interesting.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Hopefully the sheriff, who has apparently an open window right there, didn't just see me kick that in.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers. The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
You saw the thing about the two lovers. It was, if I remember right, it was a G and an E on the stump. Exit the sheriff's station. It's open now. The dark presence
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Lover's Peak? Is that where it still has power? Oh, and you're passed out.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Is there going to be like a typewriter object of power?
Marvelous,
Typewriter
sir.
OOP?
I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my! Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Well, that's the doctor that...
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
Hey, there's Rose.
Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Oh?
Who's
Very
Max?
love interest?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
That owl. Watch me wherever I go. It was in the cabin too. But yeah, that Emil Hartman is the doctor that was on that book, the one that I guess is the reason why we came out here in the first place. He potentially could be behind stuff as well. Skeleton of a Columbian mammoth. The specimen, estimated to be 14,000 years old, was recovered from La Bretar pits in 1981. It was donated to the Elderwood National Park in 1998, when the Columbian mammoth became Washington's state fossil, named Bucktooth Charlie. It has since become the park's official mascot.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
Oh my gosh, the sensitivity.
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
The funny farm. Some kind of farm. I think that's exactly what's happening, though. We are definitely having reality and fiction all mixing up together.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Poor puppy.
Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Also, I don't know why, but I feel like that's foreshadowing. I think we're gonna have to deal with traps ourselves going
Seriously,
forward.
Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Sorry, no can do. Take form 2, Rusty.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
That's not good.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
15% commission. Okay, we can actually affect light switches now. Oh, this is like the house with like the two-sided light switches on both sides. Okay, that's cool. Can I go out? I can, this way. Look how spooky this is. I am loving the vibe, always. Sorry, potted plant. Let me actually thoroughly check this house real quick. You know, Alan could have gone to Lover's Point and waited so it's midnight in there. But nah, I gotta do the walk in the night. I mean, you gotta set the vibe. The vibe of walking to where potentially you are going to have a very serious encounter with some kidnappers. Oh, hey, my batteries. Good thing I came back inside. You gotta set the vibe on the way there. You know, set the environment.
Lock the door when I leave.
Yep, you go ahead and do what you have to do. I'll be fine. Alone, but fine. In a cabin straight from a horror movie.
Or a horror novel, in this case. God, look at those, like... I just freaking love the mountains, dude. Like, I freaking love the mountains. This is such an amazing sight. Hello, Edgar Allan Poe.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Walk through the door now.
Okay. Oh, and we got our gun back. Nice. Barry doubts Wake's
Barry
sanity.
had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Yeah. That's a very accurate response to having your friend and or I guess would Alan be Barry's client?
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
So my big question is, how did Alice... This looks like it potentially might be bad if I walk around this. Like I could potentially fall down. But you know, YOLO. How did Alice get kidnapped when she fell into the lake? Like, didn't we actually see her in the lake? I guess potentially the kidnappers, like, were there when it happened and saved her? But then also, how did we get into the car crash? How do we go from diving into a lake to getting into a car crash, and now Alice is like, seriously, things are not adding up. There's like I think he said that we're missing, or that Alan is missing a week. So like, was there a week gap from when Alice fell into the lake versus him waking up in the car? Not to mention that cabin is supposedly not there anymore. That cabin from the 70s that we're now in 2007. Next time I see a calendar, I should 100% look to see. Books are those? Conspiracy of Faith. Within something.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really, just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
That's how you know they're really good,
Yes,
really good friends.
exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah, it's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, The participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
That's how you know they're really good friends, when they literally just, he says something just like this, just like that, and then they can just laugh for, oh, I can turn on the lights. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's gonna be a mechanic coming up. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm missing. He's freaking raccoon. Washington Visitor Center. So is this taking place in Washington State, I imagine, especially with like all the mountains? Seeing the light flickering in the distance is definitely not disconcerting. Gotta be careful with those handrails, because we saw Alice fell through one. Ooh. What just happened? Hold on, I need to check something. Okay, the radio's still playing. Everything still looks the same. I thought maybe what just happened is like we just had like a time shift and now we're in the past or something. But no, everything still looks the same. But what if the time shift only affects certain areas? Like, what if we were actually in the present back when we were at the cabin, but like there's a time shift that was only affecting that spot on the lake? I'm calling it a shift because I think that's what they were calling. They were calling it in Control too. They were calling them like building shifts. So like, what if there's like time shifts in this one? Oh, this building looks very broken into. That's not a good sign. Okay. I hit the birds with the door, but the bird clipped through the door. Spooky birds. Oh, here we go again.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took your kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. The white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
So definitely, we're talking. Screw you. They're going to attack me as soon as I. Definitely talking about mirror entities again. I remember in Control there was that one altered item that was like a mirror, where we had to fight ourselves in it. Definitely seeing similar themes pop up. Definitely wonder if Altered Springs, Night Springs is like based on like reports of like events that are happening. Talking backwards a bit was really fun, yeah. Rusty dying? Wait, who was Rusty again? Rusty was... Oh, the guy with the dog.
The air in the
ripped
visitor center was
from.
heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave.
Oh,
Rusty
no.
kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
On the page I'm reading right now? So what if I didn't read that page? If I stop reading the pages, will the thing stop happening? Like, I don't know if I should read this anymore, but, like, the meta part of me is, like, there's no way they could, like, write an entirely different game for if I'm not picking up the pages. So, but I like, it was just... Well, they were written anyways. That is true. This is at the very end. Rose and
Rose
Rusty.
knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Sorry, Barry, you got competition. Fallen Rock Zone. From where? From here? I guess. That would make sense, actually.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
What is the heck?
Rusty, damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming!
Oh, no.
Please, help me!
Anybody? Help me! Help me!
I'm here, Rusty. I'm coming.
Can you hear me? Anyone?
Hello?
Please help! Back here. I'm back here. Hey.
Oh my god.
Mr. Wake? Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
I don't think Rusty's gonna make
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the
I'll take your gun.
manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be staring at that leg. I have a very queasy stomach when it comes to stuff like that. I imagine like, I saw enough of that leg. That injury is not good.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Well, I'm coming out here to check for the manuscript pages, so. Rusty attacked by the dark.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Oh my. Elderwood National Forest. So, like that's the cabin we were at. We took this trail down to the visitor center. And it looks like there's possibly a few trails that like go off to Lover's Peak way up there. So that's probably going to be the way that we're going. Okay, so this is the door we need to unlock. Let me check around real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm sure me wasting time won't actually affect whether Rusty lives or dies. Oh, thank you. I didn't even see that. Thank you for the tooltip. Another thermos in here. I do notice the pages are actually all like surrounded in light, so that definitely helps point out where they are when now that I kind of know what I'm looking for. Okay, let's see what's on the inside here. Like that. Wake reaches a safe haven of light.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
So when is that gonna happen?
Too late.
Oh.
Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Hunters need hunters' licenses? Okay, so I can't step on those. Gotcha. I gotta be careful of those. Not quite the bear traps I was envisioning, but they're definitely still traps. Oh, what happened to Rusty? Wait, that was Rusty? Oh no. It comes and goes off to the side where that shadow where that taken came from. Also, wait, boom. What the heck happened?
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
Rusty? Oh
Fishing
no.
is only permitted
for those visitors who purchase a park
fishing
license. Obey
the park ranger's instructions
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never.
No roads closer than 100 yards.
Two bears and wolves. Never approach any other
wildlife
closer than
100 yards.
This must be released
At all times.
Never leave your
And unattended.
To remove any natural objects or historical artifacts from the park.
Gross.
This includes even you may
I no longer.
even cemeteries.
Here we go. Yeah. Poor Rusty. What was his name? Max? That poor puppy. Okay, whoever the taken is, they have definitely made an enemy of this nerd. I can do that too if I wanted to. I think you're so scary. Actually, you're a little bit scary. So imagine this is the pathway. Nice spot of healing just in case we need it. Can I not get over there? What does that say? Campgrounds?
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Okay, so actually hearing Barry confirm that is actually definitely helping our... This isn't just in our head. Stuff is actually happening.